Alright, welcome back to the channel. This is like my first video really on this channel that I'm doing. Usually I used to do like gaming stuff, but we're gonna try to pivot into different things. And the first video we got here today is a reaction to Denver Broncos firing Nathaniel Hackett. And whose fault was it? Was it Russell Wilson's fault? Is it the organization's fault? Was it Nathaniel Hackett's fault? Who's at blame for Nathaniel Hackett being out of a job? Russell, or if you wanna actually, let's say this: who's to blame for the Denver Broncos going 4-11 at this point of the season? Was it Nathaniel Hackett? Was it Russell Wilson's bad play? Was it who else? Like, what was the reason? Anyway, we're gonna react to this video real quick. We got Emmanuel Acho, I believe, LaShawn McCoy, NFL running back, former NFL running back, and we got Joy Taylor. Unfortunately, I do not know who the man on the right is, so we just gonna. It's only like a part of it that I wanna talk about anyway. So let's
First-year
listen.
head coach in the middle of the season, at least towards the end of the season. Now, keep in mind, the Broncos currently only have 4 wins and 11 losses, the worst scoring offense in the league. I can't say that I'm shocked, y'all, but I am disappointed. I'm disappointed because, to me, Nathaniel Hackett, he's the ultimate scapegoat for this. Nathaniel Hackett got fired because he had to be fired. Russell Wilson is tethered to this team for another 3 years based upon his guaranteed money. But Nathaniel Hackett wasn't the worst of problems. Russell Wilson was the worst of problems. Nathaniel Hackett is an offensive mind. He was with Aaron Rodgers the last 2 years when Aaron Rodgers won MVP and MVP. There is no plausible nor probable.
Okay, that's the first one I wanna respond to. Nathaniel Hackett had nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers winning the MVP. He did not call any plays. He didn't do anything. He didn't design the offense. It was all Mike LaFleur. Wait, is that his name? Let me double check, because I can be wrong. I might be wrong on who the coach is, but Nathaniel Hackett had nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers winning the MVP. Matt LaFleur, not Mike. I got her mixed up with the Jets offensive coordinator. Like I said, Matt LaFleur is the reason. If you want to give a coach credit for Aaron Rodgers winning the MVP, back-to-back seasons, I believe, it goes to Matt LaFleur. He's the one that's designing all the offense. He's the one that's doing everything for Aaron Rodgers. He's the one that's calling the plays. All right. Nathaniel Hackett had none of that. I'm gonna show you a little bit later after this all of Nathaniel Hackett's offenses that he's called. He's only had one successful offense so far in his career, and that was with the Jacksonville Jaguars when they had Saxonville. If you remember that year that they went to the AFC Championship and lost to the Patriots. I think they should have won that, but there was like a botch call or somewhere like that on the defense. But that team also was being led by the defense and a strong running game, all right? That's the only successful offense that Nathaniel Hackett has run in his life, all right? He was terrible with the Bills. He was terrible with the Broncos. He had nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers winning the MVP. If I remember the only reason why he was hired in the first place was to lure Aaron Rodgers to the Denver Broncos. And Aaron Rodgers said, you know what? I'm going to stick it out here. I'm going to finish out. I'm going to sign a new deal. I'm going to get this money, and I'm going to stay here. All right? Because he believed, I guess he had a better chance of winning or something like that. I don't know. I don't follow the Packers. So I can't tell you the exact reasoning why Aaron Rodgers decided to stay there. All right? But he saw Nathaniel Hackett go. The Denver Broncos hired him to bring Aaron Rodgers to Denver. After that didn't happen, they said, "All right, what's Plan B?" All right, and if you listen to some sources, some people, I believe Benjamin Albright, if you follow him on Twitter, he's like a reporter for like he works with like around the Broncos organization. Excuse me. But yeah, if you listen to him, I believe his story is that they were also talking about Russell Wilson as a target, not just it was always gonna be either or Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. When they didn't get Aaron Rodgers, they shifted to Plan B and got Russell Wilson. Two different quarterbacks, by the way. One is more of a mobile quarterback that can do that. That's better when it's all script. He's not really known as a pocket quarterback. He likes to attack deep. He does those things. Aaron Rodgers, I believe if Aaron Rodgers isn't as mobile as he used to be, but I believe if he needs to, he can get out the pocket. But I wouldn't call him a mobile quarterback. I would call him a pocket quarterback. So it's two different systems that they excel at. All right, and the system that Daniel Hackett put in is one for Aaron Rodgers. That was the plan, Aaron Rodgers. All right. But let's go back to this point. Let's go back to this point of saying that Nathaniel Hackett was part of the reason why Aaron Rodgers won 2 MVPs. When people describe Nathaniel Hackett with the Packers, they call him, as they say, that he made Aaron Rodgers laugh. He was a good friend to him, and they were good buddies and so all that stuff. It was not because of what he was doing on the field that they were close. That was not the reason why. They were good friends, and that's why he still had a job. Matt LaFleur was the one that was doing all the planning. He's the one that was calling all the plays. All right, it was not Nathaniel Hackett. So I'm tired of people saying that. All right, it was not because of Nathaniel Hackett that Aaron Rodgers won 2 MVPs. All right, he has not proven himself in this league. All right, outside of 1 year with the Jags, where he was led by Leonard Fournette's strong running game and Jacksonville's defense. All right, his offense is not great. All right, let's get back to the video.
That Nathaniel Hackett got this bad this quick. No, just doesn't happen. He may be a bad head coach, but this was a bad offensive football team. And Nathaniel Hackett is an offensive mind. This has much more to do with Russell Wilson than it does Nathaniel Hackett. He fell on the sword. Think about this for a second. The worst decision Nathaniel Hackett made all season was the best decision he made all season. Go back to week 1, Seattle Seahawks, 4th and 5, game on the line. He decides to kick a field goal instead of leaving it in Russell Wilson's hands. Well, now retroactively, you all realize had Russell Wilson attempted that 4th and 5 pass, it would have been drastically worse, more than likely, than that field goal attempt. His worst decision.
This is what pisses me off. This guy, Emmanuel Acho, is paid to watch the games. He's paid to talk about the games, but yet he does not know the facts. That was arguably Russell Wilson's best game of the season. I believe he threw for 340 yards and 1 touchdown. Right? That was arguably his best game of the season. And if you watch that game, see the Denver Broncos had no problem moving the ball at all. All right, they were moving it up and down, and that was the story for a lot of the year. All right. That was the story for a lot of the year. They had no problem moving the ball. But they weren't scoring in the end zone. That was the problem with the offense. They weren't scoring the end zone. In that Seattle game, they fumbled twice at the one with Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams, I believe. But yeah, let me just make sure something real quick. But yeah. Yeah, they were moving the ball perfectly fine. They had no problem with that. It wasn't until the Raiders game where Russ injured his shoulder. That's when they started having problems. That's when I would say the decline of Russ happened. He injured his shoulder, and he should have sat out for a month, but I believe he sat out for like 1 game and came back. 1 or 2 games and then came back. But anyway, he was not the problem from that point on. Let me tell you how bad Nathaniel Hackett was. He had to get all his coaching. At some point, he had all his coaching decisions taken away from him. He wasn't managing the game anymore because they hired the now interim head coach. I believe his name is Jerry Rosenberg. He's the one. They brought him in at week 2 to manage games. All right, to manage like the game clocks, all that stuff. When to call timeouts, when to throw flats, when all that stuff. And then the offense kept being so bad that he that he gave up play calling, right? But guess what? He didn't give it up to his OC, the offensive coordinator. He gave it up to the QB coach. That's who was calling plays. Gary Kubiak, or one of the Kubiak sons. One of the legendary Kubiak sons, right? He's the one that was calling the plays for the offense from, at some point, I believe, I want to say it was around, like, I know he's been calling it for a couple weeks now, but I don't remember what exact game that he gave it up. But, yeah, he gave up his play calling, and then, so what else do you do now? You don't manage the games like, let's say, a defensive, let's say if you're, most head coaches, right, they usually tell their, let's say, let's say there's a head coach like Pete Carroll. He's not calling the plays for the defense, and he's not calling the plays for the offense, right? But guess what? He's the one that's he's making the decisions when to call timeout, when to do this, when to do that. But at the most, at the little minuscule things like calling plays and all that, he leaves that to his coordinators. All right, that's their job. Nathaniel Hackett had no at this point. He had nothing to do. He was just managing. I guess he was designing the offense, which was terrible. And what else was he doing? Like, we don't know what Nathaniel Hackett's job at that point was after he gave up play calling. Like, he was just a figurehead of the team. All right, and he was even doing that correctly, because on versus the Rams. Versus the Rams, we see players fighting on the sideline. Why is your backup quarterback having to fight with your offensive lineman because he's not picking up the quarterback after he gets sacked? Why is that? Why are the Broncos the most penalized team in the NFL? Why is that? It's dysfunction everywhere. He hired all his buddies to be coordinators to join his coaching staff. The only person that I'll give him credit for bringing is the DC, but even then, I don't know how much credit we can give him because the defense is the best part of the team. That's where all the talent is supposed to be. All right, that's where it is. It's not on the offensive side, even though that side is clearly paid more because of Russell Wilson. Right, we're gonna get into Russ and his play and all that later on in the video, but right now this is on Nathaniel Hackett and people acting like he was a good head coach. He's not a good head coach. He was bad. He hired his friends. He didn't put anyone of experience behind him. He brought a tight end coach as his offensive coordinator. All right, what are you doing? What are you doing? A tight end coach that's never called plays. Why are you hiring him as your offensive coordinator? You're just hiring your buddies around the league, all right? You fired, I forgot what his name is. You fired the previous O-line coach, and now there's reports that after Jerry, the new interim head coach, fired the current O-line coach, that it's celebrations because he wasn't doing anything. He was telling the linemen to figure it out by themselves. And guess what? When you're playing with a pocket quarterback like Russ, a quarterback like Russ, it's different. It's not like the normal stuff that you've been taught throughout your career, all right? You need to learn how to, because he likes to run around and stuff like that and do scramble drills. You need to learn how to do that. You need to teach the linemen how to block correctly at that point. All right, but he's not doing anything. So why was he hired? Like, it's so bad that the ownership and the general manager gave the already fired 2 of Nathaniel Hackett's staff. All right, that's how bad it is. And I bet you watch on Sunday when they play the Chiefs. Watch everything be better on the offensive side. All right, I'll keep playing the video a little bit, and then we'll react.
Was likely his best decision, and that summarizes the tenure for Nathaniel Hackett in Denver, taking a blame that he did not necessarily deserve. I feel bad for Nathaniel Hackett. It had to happen. But I'm just...
The guy is getting paid millions to do a job, and he did not do the job. He did not do the job. He was brought there because they thought they were getting Aaron Rodgers, so they hired his best buddy, but he did not come. Instead, they got a different quarterback, all right? A quarterback that just came off of throwing over 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, but somehow they're having problems. He's having problems with throwing over 20 touchdowns right now. I believe Russ is at 12 touchdowns, and he's played like around majority of the games, but nothing else to say. But yeah, let's
Disappointed
keep
that
going.
it did. Shady, I'm coming to you though. Did the Broncos make the right decision firing Nathaniel Hackett?
Absolutely, absolutely. First
Thank
of all,
you.
You named just one thing. There was a lot of different scenarios that happened that played out where he made bonehead head coaching decisions.
Thank you.
Right? So now I get it. He's a first-year coach. It happens. He's a rookie. But
So if you're a first year head coach, what do you usually do? You hire an experienced guy to put next to you, right? You hired an experienced offensive coordinator or an experienced defensive coordinator. But I can't give him blame for the defensive coordinator because the defense has actually performed until the last few games, all right? So I can't give any blame for that. But inexperienced offensive coordinator, inexperienced QB coach, inexperienced special teams, inexperienced offensive line coach, like that's way too many. You need to at least hire one person that knows what they're doing, that's had success before. Name me who. Why would you go to the Minnesota Vikings and be like, "Oh yeah, your tight end coach, I believe he can do something." That's not what they were. If you told me the wide receiver coach now, where they had Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen doing all that crazy stuff, all right, then I get it. But the tight end coach, Irv Smith doesn't ring names around the league like that. Like the guy that coaches him? Why would you think that he's the guy? But yeah, all right, let's keep going.
I gotta see this type of fight, right? When I look at other coaches.
But yeah, I don't know what else to say about Nathaniel Hackett. Let's talk about Russell Wilson now, alright? Yeah, let's talk about Russell Wilson. Russ, my guy, you know I love you, bro. I love you, bro. I've been following your career for a long time now, and I believe you can still play at the top level, alright? But man, the first thing you gotta do, bro, next season is, I'm trying to find like a specific picture of him right now because you look overweight, Russ. You look overweight. I'm trying to really find a good picture of him. But yeah, you look overweight right now, Russ, and that needs to change. That's one of the first things. I know you put on all those pounds to protect yourself when you get hurt and stuff like that. But you need to slim down, all right? That's the first thing. And then, I don't know if you're not following the system or what you're not doing correctly, but then you need to listen to your coaches. Be a part of the team, all right? The being part of the celebrity shit, leave that at home, bro. That's not why they brought you here, bro. You are a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Do your job the way you're supposed to do it. And then, the guy's dealt with injuries throughout the season, so I don't know how much blame I can put on him. Like, he injured his thumb and shoulder, like, at this point. Like, come on. Like, what do you want me to... I don't know what you want me to do. Like, he injured his thumb and shoulder. But then, I still don't want to use that as an excuse, because he's performed... He's had flashes where he's performed, right? But then he's also had bonehead plays, like that play when he against, like, I don't know why he does I don't even know how to explain it. I just think he makes bonehead decisions. He needs to stop playing hero ball. He needs to get back to his fundamentals, lose some weight, all right, and then get back in shape, all right. Get back in shape. I'm not gonna say anything about his personal life, his wife, or anything like that. Leave the celebrity shit to your wife, alright? You're not a celebrity, Russ. You're a football player. You get paid millions of dollars to do that. So do that, and then when you retire, if you want to be a celebrity, then you can go be a celebrity. But at this moment right now, you need to go back to the fundamentals and become a football player again, alright? I still believe in this guy for some reason. I know people are going to call me stupid, but I still believe he can be great. I still believe all of that, but I think he needs to go back and watch film. Watch every single film. Watch every single play of your career, right? And then watch every single good play of your career, like in the all season, and then watch every single bad, all right? And then ask yourself, why do these things what happened in the situation that went bad, and what happened and what made it, and then why did you succeed, why did you fail, all right, and then apply that to the Broncos, and then be a part of the team. It was a problem in Seattle where they said that you weren't a part of the team, where you weren't doing certain stuff like that, but just do that in Denver. You have a chance to uh, you got basically a second chance. All right, you gotta fix that. Even if you're not doing anything on purpose, sometimes with the way people you can come off, and it's not personally you doing anything on purpose, but sometimes you can come off and you do the way you can come off. Sometimes it might seem corny and all that, but anyway, yeah, just be yourself. I want to say be yourself, but you can still be yourself and still apply yourself and try to be one of the guys. All right, because I remember watching there was like some interview they did, and they basically one of the teammates asked him, "Oh, can I come to your house?" And I want to bet money that Russ still hasn't invited that teammate to his house. I would bet that. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, that's probably gonna be it from us today. Like I said, Nathaniel Hackett is not a good head coach. He has not proven himself anywhere. And I bet you will see an improvement from Russ going on from now. And I'm clearly biased because I'm a Russ guy, but and yeah. I don't know what else to say. Nathaniel Hackett, you're a bad head coach. The one thing you were brought in to do, you could not do that. You brought inexperienced guys all around you. You have your teammates fighting on the sidelines, and you have your players fighting on the sideline. And then at the end of the game, you got your team you got Randy Gregory punching one of the offensive linemen for the Rams. Like, come on, like, and everyone wants to blame one person for the problem. I'll say this. Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett are taking a lot of blame for a lot of people's others' bad decisions. They lead the league in drop balls, I believe. So that's on. Jerry Judy has stepped up in towards the end of the season, but at the beginning he was bad. Kendall Hilton, I know he drops balls. KJ drops balls. Dosage, even though you're a rookie, you're still dropping balls. Cutland Soren is dropping balls. All your receivers, you need to be on the same page with your quarterback. If the ball touches your hand, you have to catch it. You have to. And then, yeah, all the penalties gotta stop. Offensive line, you need to learn how to block. All right, I can't even blame the defense because they done their job. They're a top 10 defense. They were a top 5 defense before that, before last week, and now they're a top 10. All right, they're doing their job. You can't say anything about them. It's on the offense and special teams. Special teams has been horrible, but guess what? Anyway, all the problems are shifted onto two guys, and they're taking all the hits. But yeah, to people that's making excuses for Nathaniel Hackett, please stop. He's a terrible head coach. He has not proven himself in this league. Russell Wilson, I've watched Russell Wilson do it for 10 plus years, and I never watched, and Nathaniel Hackett has not done it for 10 plus years. So I'm gonna lean on that side. I'm gonna lean on that guy because I believe he can reproduce that. Even if he's not to his best self anymore, just him being his average self gets the Broncos in the playoffs and contending for a championship, which is what they brought him for. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have more videos coming back. I'm gonna be doing a lot of different stuff, vlogs, workout stuff, everything. I have a podcast channel where I talk a lot about European football, not like soccer. And yeah, it's called Off the Field. I'll put the link in the description. Subscribe to that channel. We're almost at 10 subscribers, and we have like over 20 videos out. We do really good content. I believe we're taking a break this week, but yeah, go subscribe to that channel, subscribe to this one, and then we're gonna make some good content. Some gaming videos are gonna be coming out with FIFA, Madden. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch again, a lot of stuff. So yeah, yeah, subscribe to the channel and YouTube. We'll see you fucking later. Goodbye.